of course, because you're intellectual property. Yay, I like it. I like it. So we just have so many people on this one. I'm so excited. This is going to be our biggest trip yet. But don't you worry, it's going to be fun, fun,
Right.
fun. It's going to be like a small, a girls' weekend. But just,
How big is it?
I think there's 26 of us, which we've never had a trip.
What the heck?
But we just wanted to, because so many people wanted to go, and Marla just assured me, and I believe her, that it's going to be great, because we have the same size bus. Not, I hate to say bus, but same size transportation, no matter what. So we might as well, if so many people wanted to go, let's give them the opportunity. So so we are, the reason we're doing this, maybe feels a little early, I don't know, but I'll be in India starting in 2 weeks, and then when I get back, there'll be like a week and a half before, or something like that. So we wanted to do this now. We have Marla here, and Miriam. Is Miriam coming?
She should be on.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know how to figure this. I don't see who's all there.
Oh yeah, no, I see you, Miriam, now. Hi.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
we can hear
Okay,
you.
good.
So we have, let's see how many people we have on here. We have most everyone. We have a recording, so anybody who can't make it, we're going to be giving them the link. So can we start off with a report? I think everybody has done. Are we supposed to? We filled out the affidavit and all of that. So what status? What should we be doing right now? I guess are we all good?
Did everybody,
Yeah,
have you gotten the guidebook and read through it?
Yeah, you sent us the guidebook. We might need to send that again? I know we sent that at some point, right, Marcy?
Yeah, it's been a while since we sent it. I can resend it to everyone.
Okay. And
Yeah, that really answers a lot of the general questions. There's one area which hasn't been updated because it keeps changing, and that's the currency part. So you can read it, but until you get on the ground, and Marla can explain it a little bit more because she was just there. But if there are other questions, general questions or whatever, and I just want to say the size of the trip sounds like big to y'all, but it is such a bonding trip because you see so many unexpected things, and there's so much togetherness and expressing your feelings and emotion. So we're not worried about the size. I'm taking another group in April, and there are 39 people.
Oh, wow.
In your same size bus. So anyway.
Okay. So we'll have some, well, we will, yeah. Well, good. Well, I'm glad. And it's just worth it to go, and to go with you two, with what you put together. And we say, we're at one point, we're like, I'm not sure we're going to do this trip again. But I feel like we will, now that, as it's getting closer and more people are saying, I didn't know you were doing a trip to Cuba, I want to go. So I'm just saying that because we had we had to work hard to get through all the financial stuff. So at one point it was like, but now we're pros at it, right, Marcy?
And Jenny, just also, we can do other parts of Cuba. I mean, we can, this is mainly Havana and Vinales.
Yeah.
And, we can do other parts. So.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to keep in mind. So I had one question. Raise your hand if you did not, the affidavit, we all were supposed to fill that affidavit out, right? Raise your hand if you have not filled out your affidavit.
I heard back from everyone. I've been keeping a little checkbox.
Oh, okay.
I heard back from everyone saying that they had submitted it online. And so what's going to happen next, and Marla or Miriam can give us an idea of when. So I will get all the little paper visas that I had mentioned. I'm going to get those and mail them out individually to everyone.
Wow. Okay. That's what I was wondering about that.
So Marla and Miriam, do they get sent directly to me from that Cuba agency, or do they go to you and then to me?
No,
directly to you.
Okay, so when can I expect them?
We've asked and we told them we were meeting with you tonight. But Marla, did you hear from Pedro? I
No,
didn't.
I didn't. No.
Not yet. We'll let you know as soon as we hear.
Okay, and you sent them to the Wyoming address. Or you told them to send it to me in Wyoming, I'm assuming. We'll talk about that later. Whatever address I gave you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so, do we
So
want,
well, since we're on the visa, let's just talk about that for a minute, okay? You're gonna get the visa. That is, you need to have it available when you arrive to the airport in Havana. They're going to stamp it. Instead of stamping your passport, they stamp your visa. You need to keep it in, I would put it, once it's stamped back in your passport, because you need to show it when you leave the country. So you just don't want to have, go through immigration and then not be aware of where you put it, because you need it to leave.
I'll bring some paper clips with me so we can all paper clip it. I'll hand that out. So good. So we'll get that from you, Marcy, and we're finding out when. So everybody can rest assured about that. And everyone has their flight, right? Everybody's flight is good.
One thing that might come up, if anybody has like a not a layover, but a non-stop flight or whatever, you may need the visa on the flight, on the first flight. So just have it handy, even if it's not, if you have to stop in Florida or whatever and get another flight to Cuba, be sure to have the visa in case they ask for it.
Okay, have it at the ready. So
Yes.
we'll know that.
Yeah.
And so today we want to, what I want to make sure that we get everyone's questions answered, and it's but I don't know if we have time for everybody just to say hello so we can know you beforehand, but maybe if you get just real quick, everybody name, where you live, and one other thing. So I'll start with Vanessa and Valerie. We get a twofer with you guys.
Two B's. Austin. We live in Austin.
Yeah.
For those that don't know us, we're mother and daughter, and excited to be coming to Cuba.
And they're incredible mother-daughter pair. They're fabulous. So
and yes, we live in Austin, but we're originally from Scotland. So that's us.
That's
Beautiful
good.
accent.
Good accent. Flora, do you want to just say hello to everyone? And
Flora.
Trying to find unmute. Hello, I'm Flora. I've done many next time trips and I love them. They're so much fun and I can't wait to see all my old friends and meet my new friends.
yay, good. Peggy.
Hi, I'm Peggy. I'm in Austin. I know several of the people that are on here. Looking forward to the Cuba trip, and I will be arriving in Fort Lauderdale a few days before to see my family in Florida, and then hooking up with Joy and other people on their flight over to Havana.
Nice.
And it sounds like everybody's from Austin, but it's not. But it's got a lot of people, right? Michelle.
Yes, I'm from Austin. And you have a twofer for me and my sister are coming. And I echo other people that I'm excited to see old friends and meet new friends and do fun things. So
Yeah.
That's it.
And Michelle's been a huge booster, Next Tribe booster from the very beginning. So thank you. Julie.
I'm Julie Anderson. I'm from Austin. I'm a Next Tribe travel veteran, and I am very excited to be going on this trip.
Yay. Lucy.
Hey, I'm Lucy Frost. I'm not from Austin. I'm from San Antonio. Can't wait to see all y'all.
Oh, and Judith.
Hi, I'm Judith Glenn, and I'm presently in the Villages in Florida. I have a place in New York City, and I come from Rhode Island. And I'm anxious to go now to Cuba.
Yes. There's Wendy.
Hello. I think this trip will make me a veteran. It'll be my third. So I'm in Orange County, California. Wish we could find more of people like that. But I feel the same way. I know some people and looking forward to meeting everybody and the trip itself.
And Chris.
Hello, Chris Edwards in Austin. I am a veteran because I got my Should have had it with me, my heart, my five-trip heart in the mail. I was so excited. That was the first Christmas present I opened this year.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I didn't plan it to come at Christmas, but I was glad it did. Colleen.
Yes, I'm the other half of the Martell sister duo, but I have to say that I'm the older sister, and I'm in California in San Jose. Looking forward to seeing everyone.
And you two are the sweetest sisters I've ever seen. I just think of you.
Are we
guys.
sweet? I don't really. Are we really
Oh my
sweet?
God, you're I just love to see you guys together, and just
That's nice.
It's really
Thanks.
sweet, really wonderful. I can't see who's next, but Jackie. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm in Austin. And this is my first Next Tribe trip. I'm super excited.
Yay, I love it. And Beth.
I'm Beth. I'm in Austin and have been on a few of these trips. And one thing that I think is really neat about this one is it's going to be a little out of the ordinary. It's not just tromping around to, which I love to do, to all the big tourist things, but it's going to be a lot deeper than that. And I really like that prospect.
Yay. And Christy. Oh, it's not
mute. There we go. I'm Christine. I'm in Dripping Springs, and I think this is my 4th or 5th trip.
Ooh, you might be ready for a little Next Tribe gifty. For after 5 trips, you get a gift, and you get 10% off on your next trip. So
yeah, I think this is my 5th. So.
Okay, well then we will take care of that. Yay, thanks. Najwa. How do I say your name?
Najwa.
Najwa, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. And I can't figure out how to unblur my screen, so sorry about that.
I like that effect. I think I want that one on mine.
I'm from Chicago, and this is my first trip, and I'm really excited about it.
Oh, good. Well, we can't wait to meet you, and we're happy to break that Austin streak a bit. Dawn. Oh, let's see if you can unmute.
Hi, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Dawn. I live in Austin. I mean, I don't live in Austin. I lived in Austin before I lived in Phoenix. Now I live in Phoenix. And I'm friends with Victoria. And I am sorry, I actually missed the beginning of the introductions because she was calling me. And so I dipped off the call and she's about to join.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good. Oh,
yeah.
I think she is here. I see her
yeah.
now. Well,
okay,
good.
yeah.
Lisa, I was going to say Mark because your thing says Mark. But...
I don't know why, but it's me. Lisa Hutchins. I am in Austin. And I don't know, I missed the beginning, so I don't know what you want to know from me.
Just like
this is my second trip.
Yeah, your second trip. And then thanks. We can't wait to have you again. Victoria, I see a beautiful painting. Victoria, I don't see a face, but
hi. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. We see. I hope that's not your face.
We see art.
No, unfortunately, I'm driving, so I don't have my camera on. But I'm sorry.
No, be careful.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm glad to be here. So yes, I'm Victoria. I'm originally from Colombia, but I've lived in Austin for 26 years now, and I'm joining this trip with my friend Dawn, who just spoke a minute ago, and Jennifer Gongaware. I don't know if she's on this call. I can't see who's on this call, but
she's not on.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, and I'm super excited about Cuba. I have been wanting to go to Cuba my whole life, so this is a real big deal for me, and I'm excited about my first Next Tribe trip and looking forward to doing it. Thank you.
We're excited about hosting you. And I just want to introduce Jeannie Edmonds, who's our Chief Operating Officer, and she's not going on this trip though, but maybe next year when we do it, if and when we do it again. So anyway, thank you, Jeannie, for being here. So I thought, I don't know if we want to go, I don't think we need to go through the itinerary or anything. I think, Miriam and Marla, do you want to just answer questions, or are there any point before we get to questions, are there any things you want to emphasize with us, like make sure we know at this point?
I just want to say I'm so impressed by the makeup of the group, and it speaks very highly of Next Drive that so many are return travelers.
Oh.
And I just want to also share that Ginny was very, when we spoke at the beginning, it was very clear that she wanted this to be a very, very unusual trip, not the usual itinerary. We did many things that a lot of the other Cuban trips don't do. This is really intentional for a women's group. And I hope that you will find all the visits and stops very fascinating and very informative. We'd like to have some, criticisms or however we can make it better after your trip.
Oh, well, I know. And yeah, we want to meet local women and support them and, their art and their businesses. So that's really special. I'm glad. And thank you for doing that. Marla, is there anything that we've probably, we've done these calls. This is probably our second call, I think, or something.
Right.
So we've addressed a lot of things, but I'm sure there's things that people haven't,
Yeah, I think most important things that everyone realizes this country's a cash only country. So your credit cards will not work there. You need to plan on bringing enough cash to, just for wherever you want to shop. You've got days that meals are not included. So just to make sure you've got cash with you.
And
it's no doubt. If I didn't say that, someone showed up and said, "Oh, you couldn't bring a credit card," I'd feel bad. That's the reason I started off with money.
Yeah, that's
Can I ask a question about money?
Mhm.
Is it all dollars, or do we convert to some kind of Cuban currency?
You'll use dollars while you're there. You
All
won't be.
dollars.
I mean, so this is another thing. Please bring really small bills. You're going to need. I would probably bring 100 ones. Each of you, you're going to want to have ones for everything, whether it's tips at restaurants, leaving one per person per day for your maid on your pillow. I leave at breakfast, even though breakfast is included, it's a buffet, and I always leave one at my seat for the waitress who comes, and or a few ones. I'm saying one. So, and that's what happens. People get there and they think they can get ones at a bank. You can't. So bring small bills, because the change you're going to get back at some places, like when you don't have meals included, if you go out and pay for a meal, your change you get back is going to be in local currency. So you want to get it as close to that amount as you can.
Very good.
And no coins.
Marla, did you want to talk about what you told me about the hotel and the credit card situation?
Well, so yeah, I think in the first meeting, we might have said that you could use a credit card at the hotel. I'm not sure if we said that first meeting or not. But things have changed, and so I would not plan on doing that. When we're there on the ground, I will let you know. There's something at the hotel called an MLC card, but that's kind of like their local debit card, and it's $100. But if you don't use all $100, you're not going to get the money back. Number one. Number two, sometimes they don't work. You've got a PIN number, you go someplace else and try to use it, and it's not working. And they say it's the connection, which quite possibly is true because the Wi-Fi is very bad there. So now you've got this card that you bought and you can't use it. So,
Marla, if they want anything in the hotel, how do they pay for it?
So you need the MLC, but this is the way to go around that is, so maybe because you want to have a drink, a lot of people go to the bars next door, right next door, right on the corner. There's a lot of little places, or a bunch of you can go in on it, and maybe, let's say a drink at the hotel is probably about $5. So maybe, each 5 of you put $20 in who hang out together, and you buy a card. And so you would go down, and so if you lose, you're not losing the 100, you're losing 20 per person.
But can you clarify? I thought you told me the hotel did not take cash.
No, you're right. The hotel does not take cash. You need to buy an MLC card, which is like a debit card. Yes, there is no cash at the hotel.
MLC card works at the hotel.
Correct.
Okay, and is the hotel, if we go to the bar, can we have it put it on our room and then we pay up?
No.
No, pay as you go.
Right, because you don't, remember in the US, the reason you can do that is you give them a credit card at the beginning so you don't leave, they've got your credit card, for in case you were to buy something. And in Cuba, they can't take your credit card, so it's
And they won't take
no
cash.
credit.
So you want cash for everything except like the hotel bar, pretty much.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marcy, will you make note when after this meeting? Will you write up some of these things so that we can
Sure.
send them out to everyone? I'm taking notes, and probably everyone isn't too, but it might be nice. Like so, MLC card for the hotel, dollars for everything else. That's what I want to get. Where do we buy the MLC card?
At the hotel,
Okay.
but they're only open from 9 to 5. So when you arrive that day, and many of you are getting an earlier flight, and if you're thinking you're going to want one, I would get it then. Or the next.
But you pay dollars for the MLC card.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And 9 to 5 open. All right. And I know we talked about this last time, the amount that you suggest we bring. I think it was close to maybe 1,000 or something. I can't.
Yeah, I would say minimum 1,000 per person. Well, because you've got some meals that are not included. And I always like to say a meal is going to be roughly the same price as New York City. So let's just say $50 it's at least 50 for a decent meal. And if you want to do shopping, you remember we're going to be meeting with some local artists. They'll have purses, jewelry, different sort of things. We're going to go to a craft market. So it's just like for those sort of things you're going to buy. If you want to one evening go out and have drinks, you're not going to spend that money. You're not going to use that much for sure. But the thing is, you don't want to be in Cuba and say, oh gosh, I'd like to do this, and now I don't have the money to do it, because we're so used to having a credit card. So anything you want, we always put on a credit card. So it's just to have, but usually people end up bringing some of that home. But then the other thing too is, what would happen if there's an emergency while you're there? And, you have to take a taxi to the airport and you need to make some phone calls, and the phone call, well, actually your phone will work, but there's just things you're better off having 1,000 if you can bring that.
It's
minimum.
nice to come home with cash. So
Yeah.
take it, and if you don't spend it, you'll have it.
And are there safes in the room?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys can feel safe, good about that. You just said something about the phone calls. Your phone, you can use your phone, or is that because you purchased? Is it still like that where you have to purchase a certain thing for?
No. So depending what plan you're, like Verizon and AT&T, you have to call them before you're going and tell them you're going, and they put you on a plan called Cuba Pay As You Go. It's not like other countries where for $10 a day you can be in Europe and you can use it. It's not like that. It's $3 per minute incoming or outgoing.
Okay, that's good. So guys, check with your your carrier about what they do for Cuba. I have AT&T, so I will do that. And they said Verizon. Do most of them? It sounds like most of them would have it. Verizon, other
yes,
all
they
the big
do.
ones. So okay, that's helpful. That's
So
good.
what about
calls
Wi-Fi?
and texts? Sorry. And you're saying $3 a minute, is that for a phone call or
It's
a
for
text message?
a phone call. Text messages, I don't remember the cost. Maybe it's like 25 outgoing, 25 cents and 50 cents incoming. But the thing is, if you're like, oh, I want to call home, and how can I do it for cheap? If in the hotel, you're going to have Wi-Fi. So if you have WhatsApp, you can call free over WhatsApp. Miriam and I talk all the time. We FaceTime and for hours when I'm in Cuba. And so it's really good to download WhatsApp. Also, Messenger has a call on as well. You can call each other through Messenger.
And
Facebook Messenger.
If people have traveled with me before, they know that we usually always have a text group for each trip. We will be working with WhatsApp. We'll probably do a WhatsApp group instead of a text group.
And Jeannie, after our call last night, I was thinking maybe we should make a little educational video about how to download the app and stuff, so everybody get it.
Yeah, I mean, if
or like find one on the internet and send it to everyone.
Okay.
So go ahead and download WhatsApp.
Yeah, so people can be comfortable with it before we get there. I know that Victoria has her hand up. Victoria. Do you have something?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So yes, thank you for all the information so far. I was curious about, you know, the things that we're going to bring for the Cuban people, right? And I'm curious about how much do you expect, you know, like, do we bring like a suitcase, an extra suitcase full? Do we bring, you know, a little duffel bag full? Do we, like, what is, I was thinking of going to like the pharmacy and getting some, you know, I don't know, Neosporin and who knows what else, different things that might be useful. Or I'm just curious about how much and what's best.
We don't expect, you know, a certain amount. If you're flying Southwest, they allow 2 suitcases at no
For free
extra charge.
per
Yeah.
person.
So it would be wonderful if you would bring an extra suitcase and fill it up with dollar store items, with pharmacy items. Remember that all the things that we talk about are consumable. And once you bring it, they're gone, they're gone. So school supplies, toiletries, anything over the counter,
Gently
cheap,
worn
knitting.
clothes of your own. I mean, very gently worn. We don't like, you know, we've had people bring clothes that are we
Full of
wouldn't wear
holes and
here.
stuff.
But you know, if you have shoes that it didn't fit you and they're good walking shoes. Right now, even powdered milk, food items, there's no food to be found in Cuba. So for yourself, even so for snacks and having stuff in your room, you're not going to be able to go to a hotel lobby and go to a store and buy stuff for your room. There's nothing to buy. So if you like snacks, bring your own. Also, so one of the places we're going to be going is a dance troupe called Havana Compás. And the ladies there really need like black stretch pants. So if you have, you know, extra black stretch pants, you can go out and buy them. And not just, and if we end up having a ton of them, and they're like, oh, well, geez, we don't need to take all these sweats and black and tank tops. It'd be great, you know, black tank tops and black stretch pants. We're gonna be in Vinales, which is the countryside. I mean, everywhere we go, people are gonna use these, but we're gonna visit a group of poorer women there as well. And I would think between those 2 places, those would be great things to have, just some comfy clothes like
And
that.
are you saying like leggings when you say
Leggings?
leggings? Yeah, black leggings. Okay.
But remember, lightweight.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything and anything is welcome. Candies, if you have things at home like presents that you haven't liked, necklaces or scarves. Scarves are great because they're lightweight and they're easy to bring. And Cuban women like to look nice. Everybody there is very the ones that can, everybody takes care of themselves. They may have 2 blouses, but they are in good shape. They don't have a lot, but what they have, they take care of.
That's good. That's good to know. A scar.
Is there going to be a process for we bring all this stuff and we'll meet some people, but how will we get rid of the bulk of our
So
the
I
stuff
think
we
what Miriam and I will do, we'll come up with a list like saying day 1, these are going to be the stops. So, you know, bring, you know, if some of you bring some, you know, bring some stuff this day, and this day. And we'll tell you.
Bring grocery bags so that you can put your donations each day and you can bring them with you. And then also we like to leave for like the maids in the hotel. If you have little lipsticks or nail polishes or anything like that, even with the dollar that you leave, it's so nice to leave like a little token. And every day you will not have the same maid. So, you know, a lot of times we wait till the end of a trip, but it's better if you leave like $1 per person and then a little trinket. And you will get to know them. They're very friendly and they may ask you, or you may ask them, tell me about you, tell me about your family, do you have children? And if you bring anything, or they may have a parent that has pain. So, you know, those are things, we don't want you to bring everything and give to where we tell you to give. If you meet people individually and you want to share things with them, please do it.
Maybe we can do like the first day, maybe we can all get together and figure, you know, based on your schedule you send us, we can kind of like, okay, on this day, Lucy and Lisa will be, Christy will be bringing things. And on the next day, or, you know, just so we can make sure we have enough to go around and we don't overwhelm any one group.
Wouldn't it help if we told you what we had, what we were bringing? Like I used my my Healthline benefits, whatever, to get toothpaste and toothbrushes. I don't have food. I do have some pencils and coloring things, but I don't know if I might put a bag together and it may not be appropriate for wherever we're going, but it would help if we, like, I know that Joy was bringing powdered peanut butter. She's not online tonight. But
I don't want to add to Miriam and Marla, whatever you're doing. I think, I mean, we can coordinate and
we can do it.
yeah, we can do it. We don't, and then based on what they're telling us today, we can kind of maybe in the run up kind of be in touch, and we'll kind of figure out what everybody's bringing, and then when we get there, kind of parcel it out or figure out where it would be best. And
At the end of the trip, if any of you, a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have brought more or whatever, you can leave your clothes, or some of your clothes if you want to. And Marla, you will be there at the end of the trip, correct?
I'll be there. Yeah, and I will, yep, and I will help you guys with you've got certain things. Oh, Marla, I brought this. Who do you think I should give it to? I'll be there to answer those questions. Also, the guide and the driver. We always like to leave something for them as well. You have an incredible guide, Migdalia. I've met with her twice in the past month and about your group. And she knows you're a group of incredible women and strong women, and is really excited to meet you. So is she. Yes, she's been a guide. She's one of the old timers. So she knows the country inside and out.
Yeah.
Great. That's great.
I have a question in regard for like children. What would be, other than school supplies, what are good things for children?
Shoes, socks, underwear,
medicines right now. Everyone is asking for children's medicine, vitamins. That's and for adults as well, but for
there are a lot of colds, so asthmatic stuff too.
So you mean like medicine, like
Dimetapp, cough syrup? Yes, for children.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I have some questions about the gifts. So like, is a Costco size okay? Or are you wanting small to distribute to a variety of people?
Anything let's just say we even took children's supplies to women dancers. They all have children, they all have neighbors. So whatever we take, and if you're thinking you're taking it to the wrong place, it's gonna get used. I mean, so I don't know if the answer to your question is
I think we shouldn't. I don't want people to worry so much about it. I feel like you can just bring what you feel comfortable with. I mean, a Costco size is something, I don't know if you really want to pack that.
Oh, that's what you said. I didn't hear that you said
Costco.
I go to Costco all the time because of the price is so much better. So I do that. And depending on the time I have ahead of time, I get baggies, and I'll maybe put the Costco thing into 3 different baggies, and you label the outside of the baggie with a piece of tape saying, acetaminophen, expiration date, such and such. That's what I do. So I've got it was more cost effective, and you don't have the weight of the big bottle.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
And if we're going to bring clothes for women, is there a certain size we should be looking at?
No, everything is. There's all different sizes.
Everybody has sisters or mothers or nieces, so believe me, everything gets used, and they are so grateful and thankful. We started
in the guide, you asked us to bring 5 strong, large plastic garbage bags.
And that was so that you would have the bags to be able to put your stuff into, to bring it down, to give out. It just seems like people get there and always they come with no bags whatsoever. So Miriam just said grocery size bag. That's fine. At the beginning, people were always bringing a full suitcase of donation because they always did. Now we're finding some people, only bring 1 suitcase or only bring a backpack full of stuff. So whether it's 5 garbage bags or 5 grocery bags or just something to be able to distribute it.
Yeah.
Well, I have some friends who are going to be helping out. And I have a specific question about an item that I'll check with you about later. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is.
Because I think, well, we already, I don't know, we discussed that no prescription, right? We decided not prescription. Right. Or what?
Are you asking us, Jeannie?
Yeah, didn't we
Or-
decide, somebody asked about, and I just
So
want
it was no narcotics. I mean, you can't take narcotics. You can take prescription medicines, but you know when we do prescriptions, Miriam and I collect them and take them to a pharmacy. There's 2 pharmacies. We would take donation supported pharmacy. So if anyone is bringing medications, if they do have them, and they want, I mean, I will take them to a pharmacy.
Yeah, we don't want them distributed to just anybody and used wrongly. So yeah, anything prescription, give to Marla, and we will make sure to get it to private pharmacies.
Okay.
So I have a question about the reverse. So the pharmacies, I understand everybody needs everything. Is it all because they can't afford it, or is some of the stuff not there?
Not there.
So I'm saying, could we buy it there and give it?
You can't. There's no supplies there.
Okay.
Stores are empty and they aren't getting what they need. It's been bad, but it's worse now than ever. We're finding.
And this means for you guys, you have to pack everything. Make sure you pack what you need, like your ibuprofen, your prescription medicine, your everything, because you're not going to get it down there.
Day 1 last trip and Christmas Day, a lady got off the plane. She said, "I forgot toothpaste. Where can I buy toothpaste at?" I had an extra tube with me. I said, "You can." So yeah, just
the other thing that's good is we all, if you did forget something, there's a lot of us to help you. But let's really make care, because I'm been thinking the same way sometimes, like, oh, I can just get it when I get there. No. So
are there any Spanish speakers in the group?
I am, but
oh, nice.
I'm going to tout for Beth. She's my travel partner in all the Latin American and South American countries, and I just let her chatter.
Well, they love it if you speak to them in Spanish, but most of the people you'll be meeting will speak English, plus your guide will interpret anything.
I speak Spanglish.
I can identify.
Can I ask a question about when we arrive and what it's going to be like to go through immigration and how long that might take?
So it depends I come into Terminal 2, which is what Southwest comes into, which is a smaller, more basic terminal. Terminal 3, where American Airlines, United Airlines, that's a bigger more international terminal. The Southwest one is basically for American flights. And so those that are coming in there, when you get off the airplane, it's actually, this is important to know, in Terminal 2, if you're Southwest, you need to carry your carry-on off the airplane. So just if you're like someone who really, you're used to wheeling it on, you can carry it down. You might have to ask someone to help you. You'll go into the terminal. You'll go through. You'll get in different lines. You'll go through immigration. Sometimes it's short and sometimes it's long. It just depends if there's another flight that landed before you or not. And basically, they take your passport. They take your visa. They'll look at you. They'll have you take your glasses off. They'll stamp your passport, give it back to you. And then they buzz the door open. You go through the door. Now you're on the other side. You have to go through not a security, you have to put your carry-on on a conveyor belt. They take your belts off, take your shoes off. And they're looking for, I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe if you've got fresh fruit. Sometimes I've been stopped for an apple. And a few times I've brought a lot of jewelry with me because I'm going to be there for a month. So I have a lot of silver with me. And, so that shows up. Now, at that point, you get your luggage back and you'll go to, there's 2 conveyor belts right there. And normally it will say Southwest just on one and maybe something else on the other one, but your luggage will come out on both. Always. So please look at both. This is Southwest over here and this one doesn't. So I'm not going to stand over there. Keep eyes on both. And then
there are usually people there that kind of get the suitcases off the conveyor belt. So in the middle of the 2 conveyor belts, you may see a lot of suitcases just sitting there. If you can't see yours coming off, look there.
Okay, but what if you come in on American Airlines?
So on American Airlines, you're going to come into the larger terminal, which when you get off, you're going through a jetway. So you're not going down steps. You're going to walk a little bit further than you would in the other terminal. And then you're going to go down an escalator and basically the same thing. You're going to have a immigration you're going to go through, but that they don't have a door that you buzz to get to the other side. So once you go through immigration, you just keep walking straight ahead. And usually they've got two conveyor belts there, two screening things. So then you go to the screening, and then you have to look to see if you go to the left or go to the right. You'll look for your flight number. There's like a board in front of you, so it will tell you where to find your luggage. Also, what I would do, no matter which terminal you come into, even if you've got your luggage, I would put, they've got free carts right there. I would just put my stuff on a cart because it's so much easier to walk out of the terminal having a cart pushing it in front of you instead of dragging your luggage behind you. And then you'll come out, and the bus is going to be the largest number of people are coming in on the Southwest flight. I think it gets in at 2:40. I'm sorry, I didn't check the times before I came. Marcy, I don't know if you know offhand, but that's where the bus is going to be there to greet that group with the guide. The others will, you'll have transfers, so there'll be someone there holding up a sign with your name on it. Sometimes you have to look around, but normally you find them pretty well. It may say next tribe. They might not have your name. It might just say next tribe on it. And then they will bring you to the hotel. So, and that's a regular yellow taxi.
Good, yeah.
And so what is the bus for a number of us who are going to be on that flight arriving at 2:40? Is that going to say next tribe, or what will it say?
Well, the guide's going to be standing there outside waiting. I mean, there's going to be a big group of you, so you won't be lost, Peggy. I mean, they're all going to, the guide's, the guide's going to be there. And actually, what you guys may want to do, since there's a big group of you, maybe you all want to wait inside together till you all get your luggage and all walk out together.
Yeah, that's good, because there's no need to do, like sometimes you do in the airport, you go and change money. So there's none of that you need to do.
That. No, so you can wait in there.
Marcy, can you tell us who's on that flight?
Yeah.
Or is there some way to communicate to all of us, maybe on email, so we don't have a bunch of text messages?
I think I'll set up your WhatsApp group. I mean, maybe right now I'll do the email, do a big email, so you can do that. Then in the next few days or whatever, I'll set up a WhatsApp group, and then you can communicate. But also, Marcy, you're going to send out the list of who's on what flight, right?
Yeah, so I've been writing down, here's what you're going to look for in your email. I'm going to resend the guidebook. I'm going to send you some information about WhatsApp, how to get it, how to download it and everything. I'll send you these meeting notes that I've been taking. And I do have all your flight information. Yeah, so I can send you everyone who's going to be on that. The most popular one is that Southwest that arrives at 2:40. So yeah, I'll send you like a little grid of everybody's flight information with their contact information, so you can see their name, their phone number. A lot of you already probably know each other, but yeah, so then you can commute. And then also and Jeannie can speak to this, once we get the new website, as when Tribe Social gets going again, there's a Cuba group on there. In fact, I'm going to write down here to invite you all to that. So if you don't know what that is, that's like Facebook for Next Tribe, and you can go on and communicate with each other on there. And so be looking for an email. It probably won't be tomorrow, but by the end of the week, I'd say. And then while I have your,
No, you go.
Well, okay, while I have your attention, there's a question that I want to ask for somebody who couldn't be here, and then I'm going to add on to a couple more things. So they wanted me to ask about bringing a tablet or a laptop. Is that wise, unwise? But there is Wi-Fi at the hotel, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, okay. Like we can expect to have good Wi-Fi.
No.
You can expect to have Wi-Fi intermittently.
Okay.
The answer is maybe. The three words you use, maybe, perhaps, and why are words you use quite a bit too.
Okay.
I'm bringing a laptop. So, and also I want to say that I'm getting in a day early. So I will, when I get in, I might just go through the immigration that I went through, so you know what to expect. does that make people
Yeah.
feel a little better if I'm gonna be your guinea pig?
Look out.
Yeah, my lookout. I'm scouting for you. So,
Okay.
so I will already be, because the reason I'm doing it is that I just want to make sure I'm there. I don't want anybody I don't want my flight to get messed up and not be there. So I'm gonna be there when you get there.
Okay.
So what other?
And then, so as far as those affidavits that you submitted online, I'm gonna send in snail mail in a paper envelope your visa to the address that you put on that affidavit. So if you feel like that was incorrect or you're gonna be somewhere else in between, like, that's really, really important. Just make sure that the address you put on that affidavit is where you want to receive that visa that I'm gonna send you.
But you don't
Okay.
have any idea when we'll get those. I mean, I'm going to be in Florida 5 days before the trip.
No, you should probably.
it'll be before that.
I'm expecting that you should probably have them sometime in the next week.
Okay.
Okay.
More or less.
Okay. Thank you.
No, when I
And
say you,
then-
I don't mean everyone in the group. I mean
Me.
Marcy. So you should.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. And then I'll get it, like, as soon as I get those, I'm gonna drop those in the mail. And then we'll have plenty of time in case you don't get it or whatever, but yeah. So I will let you know, Marla and Miriam, when I receive those, just so you'll know they're here.
Great.
And
Yeah.
then the other thing is health insurance. Somebody was asking me about that today, and I know I sent out the woman's name, Elaine, at cubainsurance@gmail.com, which I can also, I'll put in the email that I send. So if you still are don't have insurance or have questions about insurance, she's the one. Cuba
Okay,
Insurance.
I'm sorry, Marcy,
oh.
you mean
Oh,
travel?
no?
You mean travel insurance, right?
Yeah.
Not
Trip insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Yeah. But can't she also help with, because we know that you can clarify this, like basic, you have to have like a health insurance to enter the country.
The
It's
airline.
basic. The airline provides that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
you need
you feel
extra.
that you need evacuation or something, you need to
Or
get
trip
that yourself.
cancellation. We just, on the last trip we just had in December, we had 4 people that like within like what happened, like the daughter had surgery, so the mother couldn't come because the daughter had surgery, and then the so I'm just saying things sometimes happen, so they had trip cancellation insurance, and now they're dealing with the paperwork to get their money back.
But can Elaine can Elaine help with both of those?
Yes, it's
Yes.
one.
Okay.
It's one type of insurance. It's travel
Okay.
insurance, and
Okay.
it's Eileen, not Elaine.
Oh, yeah, okay, Eileen, sorry. Yeah, cubainsurance@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, what other
And I'll
questions do you?
I'll
I know-
include that.
Will you finish, Marcy?
Yep, I'm done.
I know Jackie, you were talking about a one-touch ultra testers for diabetes to check glucose. I'm sure that would be helpful.
Yes. Yeah.
And Flora, you asked about the American flight at 3:50 from Miami. I think once once Marcy sends you everybody's list, you'll see that. I'm pretty sure there's I think I remember seeing somebody. I imagine there will be somebody on that, but I don't. Maybe somebody from one of the New York people who aren't on here right now.
Wendy
I can look
responded.
at,
There's
I'll
one
look
in-
at
Yeah,
that
I
right now.
am, and I think some of the New York people are too.
Okay.
Okay, and I had one more question. Did I miss anything about school supplies? Did y'all talk about that? Was I daydreaming?
No, yeah, I think they said yes. Great, wonderful.
I mean, all school supplies are great, even coloring books, crayons, paper for notebooks, just that stuff gets heavy, that's all.
Are there any teachers in the group?
Mm.
Because
I'm a teacher.
we tend to throw away so many things like a crayon that is half used or a marker or whatever. Just gather as much, even from fellow teachers that have extra stuff, and bring it.
Who said they were a teacher? I didn't hear that.
I'm an old one.
I mean, I am too. I'm retired,
I am too.
but I have a lot of crayons and markers that, my granddaughters use. I can pack up as long as it doesn't have to be new. I have a lot of supplies.
Yes. Yeah.
And Dawn, you have your hand up.
I do. I've tried to contact Eileen a number of different times, and it just I haven't been able to connect with her. And I'm just wondering, I don't know.
Have you emailed her?
I have emailed her, I have texted her, I've called her.
Let's make sure you've
And
got the right number, because I just talked
yeah,
to
I mean,
just-
we have spoken, but I've
Oh.
tried to send her all the information via email or text, and I haven't gotten any responses, and then it's just
Okay.
we haven't been able to connect via like, you know, either one, you know, one of us was going somewhere or something, you know. So I think that it requires a phone call, and it just because I'm in Phoenix and she's in New York, so our times are so different, you know, too. It's not as bad now. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. Is there a time limit for when we can get the insurance? Because I've been, you know, trying, you know,
No,
for
but I would,
several months. Yeah, I sent my first email to her, I think in October.
Wow.
Really,
I
that's
think
not
you
like
do
her
have,
at
I
all.
think you are supposed to have it by a certain amount of time, and I would think
Yeah.
no less than a month. There's other
the sheriff-
places you can go.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so I'll try again tomorrow.
The thing with the timeline, I think what you're talking about is if you have a pre-existing condition and you buy trip health insurance, you need to do it within 2 weeks of buying of paying for your trip. That's maybe the deadline you're talking about.
Marla, will you be seeing Eileen?
Yeah, I will. I will.
Okay.
I'll be seeing her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let her know.
Yeah, not advertising anything because I missed the thing about Eileen a while back, but Joy and I both just got travel insurance, I think about a week ago through Global Rescue, and it was $139.
Okay, and I just want to make sure, did you make sure they cover Cuba? They knew you were going to Cuba.
Yeah, we put that
Okay,
down.
great. I didn't know, the Allianz is the only one that I knew, so I'm glad. Can I have the name of the
Well,
company?
Joy actually looked into it and then I did. I'm pretty sure it's Global
Uh-huh.
Rescue.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll double check. But she travels all over, so I'm pretty sure.
Great. Okay.
And I did get a year, and I think Flora, you told me you did this. I've got a year's worth of travel insurance, and I got that through Allianz.
Yeah.
So it's covering me for trip cancellation and evacuation. So I'm just I forget what it's.
And I've got MedJet.
Jeannie Edmonds, can you put our link in our code in the chat for if people still are needing stuff?
Yes, hang on just a second. I'll put it in there.
Okay, what else is on people's mind? Are you feeling good?
Is the weather warm and will we be swimming anywhere?
So we do have down, there was a day that you guys that was requested to have a day at the beach. And by US law, you're really not allowed to do that because you need to be doing full-time support of the Cuban people itinerary. You're not allowed to go there not by Cuba, but US doesn't want you to go and lay on the beach. So what we've done
that's considered a tourist a stop. And so Marla, go ahead, pick up what we're
so
gonna
that
say.
morning, I don't have it. I think that morning we're making a stop to an artist who you'll really enjoy first thing. And then when we leave there, we're going to stop and visit a female entrepreneur who does great jewelry. Actually, I'm getting married this weekend. I'm wearing the necklace she made to my wedding.
Getting married this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I love it. So I'm wearing her necklace. It's beautiful. And then and she just opened up it's called Serendipity, a little it's a cafe. So because we don't have lunch and dinner included that day, we're going to stop there so you can grab something. We'll meet her. She's going to be there to give us a little presentation, and then we'll go to the beach. But we're going to the beach and you're going to, maybe you'll have some items with you, which you're going to support the Cuban people by giving them to the people who are walking by on the beach, and we'll incorporate ways to make it work. And then we'll be back at the hotel.
Interaction, like, talk to them, interact with the people that you see, ask questions, whatever. That's supporting the Cuban people as well.
And that's on a Friday, and we don't have dinner included that night either. And so the guidance, Migdalia, we have, I'm just going to share it with, I haven't even talked to you, Jeannie, first yet, but someone brought up in another conversation about El Cocinero, which is a really cool sort of restaurant. It used to be an old oil factory. So we're going to make a reservation there at 8 o'clock that night. So whoever wants, and the night's dinner is not included. We don't have the bus, but she's going to talk to the driver already. So the driver will take who's ever interested that night, and you'll go. And I mean, I'd highly recommend it. I'm sure you'll order off the menu. You all pay cash. And next door is something called La Fabrica, which is the this art venue. It's music, art, all this stuff going on. And so we're trying, and we should be able to help get entrance in there. It's $2 per person to get in, and then the bus will wait like an hour for those who want to stay, walk around and then bring those back. But if someone wants to stay longer and hear more music, you'll just take a taxi back. So that day, lunch, that's the only day you'll have breakfast, but that day you will not have lunch and dinner. So lunch, we were going to stop at Serendipity or at the beach, near the beach. You'll find something at a stand there. And then that night we're doing Cocinero for those who want. And if you don't want, you'll do something else. But I just wanted to let you know that plan.
But there's a pool at the hotel.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So we will be swimming in the hotel pool. Okay. And the taxis, I know I was there in 2017, the taxis were fine to take, but I'm sure people want to hear that. It was back then. So.
And outside
actually,
the hotel, there's always cars, some Cuban cars, whatever, across the street. And there's like a security doorman kind of person, and you can say, I need a taxi. And
somebody asked if the Wi-Fi at the hotel is free or time limited.
It's free. If you're a guest at the hotel, they give you a code, and they give one code per room, and it's good for three machines. So if there's two of you sharing a room, you'll each have a code, and there'll be a third one as well, because sometimes there's 3 people in a room, so there's an extra.
But you have to keep signing on.
Well, no, you don't. I mean,
that changed?
so it was, so for this time and every time I, went down the elevator and, you're on, and then it just kind of put me right back in when I hit the word internet. So it may be a new system, Mira, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that was just this trip. I mean, November it wasn't like that.
With computer also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, no, I use a tablet, not a computer.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And yes, we're still.
And so in your room, they have CNN as well. Usually people are asking about TV, but you can with your tablet download, movies and do it just, so you can watch them offline if anyone is someone who needs TV to fall asleep. Something good.
And yes, we still have the Buena Vista Social Club. Somebody is asking about that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no, it's a packed itinerary, and it's varied, and we feel terrific about what we plan. So we hope you enjoy it.
We do too.
I have a question regarding what we should be wearing. I mean, do we wear just sundresses or shorts, or shorts not good, or
anything you're comfortable with?
Except I will say, like, let's say Tropicana, Buena Vista Social Club and other places, if you're indoors there's air conditioning, it's chilly. So you may want, and if you're going to wear a sundress and you're going to wear it at nighttime to dinner, bring a sweater or a jacket to throw over it, because it can be cold.
But shorts are okay to wear during
Absolutely.
the day.
Yes, absolutely.
I had a question about safety. It just seems that if every American's told to bring $1,000, then they know that we have a lot of cash on us. Are there any precautions we should be taking, or anything we should avoid?
You shouldn't take $1,000 with you. That you have a safe, and every day you'll take a little bit. Not every traveler, not every U.S. traveler brings 1,000. We just like to prepare our traveler, and we don't want you to go and see a piece of art or something you really want and not have money for, which happens in many other tours. So, and safety, it is one of the safest countries to travel in. There is, it's an island and it's very well protected. and all this stuff that has been going all over the world, no one can protest in Cuba. It's not, it's a government, and from time to time they have had people do sit-ins or walk-ins or whatever, but it's usually to have more freedom and stuff like that. There's very little crime in Cuba. However, don't bring all your good jewelry, bring stuff that you just, if something happens to it, you won't mind. And keep your pocketbook closed. Marla and we were at a bakery once, and my pocketbook was open, and there went my money. But it's petty crime, and if you're careful, it's very safe.
And I would say you just use the same sense that you would do at a big, like New York City or any
right
city. So I want to just advise you on that. Just have that mindset. Just be smart and cautious, but don't worry too much. Don't get obsessed about it. Dawn, you have another question?
I do, because I think it's probably very likely I'm going to see a big piece of art that I want to buy. So my next question is there possibility of shipping things home that are too big to take?
No.
In our suitcase? No. Okay, good. All right. Thank you.
If it's too big, I mean, if it's a canvas, they roll it.
Yes.
It just depends. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
And somebody else, I can't tell if there's somebody else who has a raised hand. Wait.
Yeah,
Victoria.
it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had a question about when we speak to the people, I'm imagining most people speak Spanish, but are there other languages spoken in Cuba?
Some people
Victoria
speak
said
French,
they're-
Russian, because a lot of them have studied in Russia and came back, so you do find some Russian.
And they're groups from all over the world, so they're guides speaking different languages, French, German, whatever. But no, the people that you will meet are Spanish and English mainly.
Okay.
Well, if
so if we're getting ready to wrap it up, there's one thing I did want to save to the end, and so because I we'll talk to Marcy about it, and so there is a form that you're going to have to all fill out online within 48 hours of departing. Okay, it's called the Diva Heroes. We'll send Marcy the link, and then each of you will have to fill it out. And it's like a form. It used to be a paper form. They would give it to you on the airplane, and then you would fill it out and give it to customs. But they've decided to make it online. But the thing is, it's a little bit confusing. So what we've come up with a list. Like I copied and pasted the questions when I filled it out last time. Okay, so I've got that on a document, which Marcy will then send out to you all. So it's just like it will help you to fill things out. For example, it will say, what country are you from? Instead of scrolling down to look for, US of A, United States, if you just start to type in US, it will show up. And it's going to ask you, what's your port of entry? Well, you're going to put Havana, but Havana's not there. So it's Jose Marti Airport. So all these sort of answers are on this paper. So again, that's 48 hours before departing. And Marcy, in the next week or so.
We'll send you a sample, Marcy, that you can share.
So is that before you're departing for Havana, since I'll be in Florida and then I fly? So I need to do it 48 hours from Florida before arrival. Okay, that's what I thought.
So to clarify, we can send it before 48 hours, but
Correct.
when you click that link, it's not going to work.
Right. I tried it at 72 hours and
Okay.
it won't do it. It has to be within 48 hours.
Okay.
Great. Well, I thank you so much again for putting this trip together and being so available and accessible and just full of information. I think it makes everyone feel easier and even more excited. So anyway, so if this is obviously you can be asking questions if you still between now and departure. Marcy will be your point of contact with that because she'll be in touch with Marla and Miriam to get the answer for you. But other than that, we.
Can I say, I'm going to say one more thing before I leave, because this is all becoming apparent to me again. If you are on American Airlines, as you know, they were changing the time. I don't know what was happening. So if you're flying in on American Airlines, I'm going to send you an email tomorrow and just clarify one more time exactly what flight you're on.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Because yeah, there's one that comes in at 3:50 and one that comes in at 4:50. I think. I mean, I know I've been emailing some of you about this already, so don't worry, we'll figure it out. But I am going to email all the American Airlines people just to clarify.
And that form, Marla, that you mentioned, we have to do it online. Will that be
Correct.
easy to do on our iPhones if we're not bringing tablets? I mean, like anything, sometimes you don't get everything on your iPhone. I just.
Right. So I've always filled it out sitting at, you know, at my computer, but I'm assuming a lot of people don't have a computer and everyone is filling this out online. So I would assume.
I don't want to bring my laptop, my iPad just for that.
Well, you could use somebody else's, right? You're staying, right?
Not my sister-in-law. She's a dinosaur. She doesn't have that. I'll figure something out. It's okay. She doesn't barely.
She's a dinosaur. She's a Luddite.
Admittedly, she can. Yeah, it's a long story.
So I am sure you can, because when I get in, I'm in line, I check in at Southwest in Fort Lauderdale, and they check for the form when I go to check in. And so, and I mean, I have it with me, and I always print it off because it's just easier to show. But there's other people online that haven't done it, so they make them scan the QR code with their phone right then. So I know they are doing it in line on their phone.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Okay, so we will everybody will stay in touch. We will use an email group for the next like a week or so, and then I'll get to do the WhatsApp group, and we can use that too, just to communicate. And Marla, you'll be there in Havana.
I'm arriving the same day you are. I'm coming in on the 18th.
Okay. Oh, great.
So I will see you at the hotel.
And I'm going to be in my kitchen.
Oh, we'll FaceTime or we'll WhatsApp with you.
Yeah, we can WhatsApp with Mary. Absolutely.
That'll be great. Yeah.
And Miriam and Marla, I will fill you in on those American flights on that spreadsheet once I get that all cleared up.
Marcy, you have been
I was
great.
just going to say that.
Yeah,
it's
you came in a little late to the process, but you've been really, really thorough.
Well,
wonderful to work.
It's been a real learning experience, a growth experience. So thank you for your patience, everyone.
And isn't that what we all need these days? Is we just love to keep having those growth experiences, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and we will be growing in Cuba. We will definitely be stretching our minds and our hearts too, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Everyone,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. Can't wait to see you, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Hey, congratulations on your wedding too.
Oh,
Thank you.
Are you marrying a Cubano?
No, but when he proposed, and I wasn't expecting it, he gave me this big box and I opened it up and there was a Cuban cigar band in it. And I looked at the Cuban cigar band. He said, you know, will you marry me? He said, I know how important Cuba is in your life. And I couldn't think of anything more meaningful than to ask you with a Cuban cigar band.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh.
sweetheart. He's a real sweetheart.
Oh, and I just have to share. Okay, so we're only serving 2 drinks. It's Sunday morning. So we were going to do Bloody Marys and mojitos, but this morning I said we're going to have a Bloody Marys and Jorgitos because his name's George. So in Spanish it would be Jorgito. So and Bloody did I say Bloody Marlos? Because I fell and I had a concussion and my face was all bloody. So Bloody Marlos and Jorgitos.
Fun. Have a fabulous day.
Oh yeah, congratulations. And we're so glad you're going to be, we're going to see you in Havana.
I'm looking forward to being with you guys.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much,
All right.
everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.